those, just that subsect of those people.
Are they not immigrants because they're Afghanistan or Afghani or what?
They're a very small subsect of immigrants who come to the UK. There's not, the majority are not from Afghanistan, number one. Number two,
this doesn't say Afghanistan. This says foreign nationals.
And again, there's other.
You're talking specifically about those people from Afghanistan.
I'm talking specifically about foreign nationals. Foreign nationals.
That's not true.
Well, if it's not true, then give me the counter evidence and I'll pull it up right now.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's from Afghanistan. I'm looking at it now, for example. You're speaking specifically about Afghanistan, like that one country, and sure.
Where does it say this is only about Afghanistan and Afghanistan-based people coming into the UK? Show me where this is specifically about that, because it seems to be saying that these are foreign nationals, not just from Afghanistan. Then,
in addition, if I can, real quick, you cited is the Telegraph? Is that right wing? Or if I cite with the Telegraph, will you say that it needs to be dispensed with because it's right wing? Or do you consider that?
The Telegraph is more moderate, more center, I'd say.
Okay, so according to the Telegraph, citing recent figures, foreign nationals are more than 3 times as likely to be arrested for offenses of this nature than British citizens. Police made 9,000, this is from basically January 2025. Police made more than 9,000 arrests of foreign nationals for these sorts of offenses in the first 10 months of last year. The numbers, the worst countries, it's not even Afghanistan, number one. Albania is number one, followed by Afghanistan, Iraq, Algeria, Congo, Morocco, Somalia, Eritrea, Iran, and Sudan, all with incredible numbers that are much higher than the British population. This is according to the Telegraph and the studies they're citing, which you're saying are more left-wing. Now, I've never heard anyone credibly show any evidence that suggests that the native-born British population per capita is more likely to commit these offenses. So I would be interested in you providing that evidence. Instead, what you said is, nah, it's racist and it comes from right-wing sources. I'm sorry, but that's not an argument.
I agree with you to a certain extent that some, from a certain subsect of immigrants perhaps are committing more disproportionate crimes than native Brits or people born in Britain. But again, that is just a subsect. So I'm reading it here from the Migration
What's the
Observatory.
subset?
Afghan, Iraqi, Sudanese, Indian people from
So should we stop immigration from those people? Should the UK stop the immigration from those particular subsets then?
From particular subsets, I think that there's a lot more that we could do in terms of integration rather than just stopping immigration because it's necessary. It's more about integration, education.
Why is immigration to the UK necessary from those nations?
Because the population is declining. So kind of how it works, for example.
Yeah, but why do you need to get the population specifically from those nations?
I mean, if the native population or the people in the UK, this is the case for many developed countries like South Korea, Japan, etc., and the US, if they're not having children.
The Japanese don't take in migrants.
And their population is declining, which is going to be an issue for an aging population.
That's true, but it's going to be a population which is declining without SA of their women by foreign nationals, right?
Yeah, I'm sure when you can't retire at all, you're going to be so worried about this supposed.
Well, Adrian,
so you can retire in a life of luxury as long as the supposed numbers of the things that you're actually quoting as being true. What are you talking about? At least you can kick your feet up in luxury, though. You just got to worry about your daughter getting her ass pinched on the way home, or what?
And again, this doesn't. You're acting like this happens a lot. How big is the population? This does not happen very frequently. Again, it's just exaggerating an issue to make a scapegoat to not focus on the true issue.
It is not, and it's not just a matter of the crime. It's also the cultural changes, and people are waking up to this. And I'm glad, because the claims of you're racist no longer matter. People like me find this to be as benign as saying, like, oh, you're a fan of this team or that. I don't care that you've overplayed that hand saying racism. What I'll say is this, right? The statistics in general for all migration shows that twice as likely to 3 times likely to commit crimes in Britain. That's just Britain. It's worse in other countries like Sweden. I think that it's funny that you came in and you said you criticized the entirety of Andrew's worldview. And then, let's see where your worldview leads to. Well, you support sort of secularism and atheism, right? Which means that people don't have pro-family values. You support abortion, which means that people are less likely to have children. Then with all the problems that come with that, you say, well, now we need to mass import people from cultures that are committing more crimes. All of this stems logically from your worldview. Andrew and I's worldview would be a Christian worldview that would suggest not prioritizing materialism, but prioritizing the family and Christian values, which would mean we wouldn't be in this position where we'd have population decline, necessitating that for economic reasons, we bring in people with massively different cultures that exacerbate all the problems that we're talking about.
Okay, so you said a lot of points there, and you obviously stated that you're pro family values, pro Christian values, but again, you're forgetting that if you want your nation to develop as a hallmark of a developed nation, again, around the world, we can bring up many examples. You're going to have women in the workforce, which inevitably means women are going to have more independence and they're going to have less children. That's just something you're going to have to deal with. And what you guys try to do is quite sneaky. You try and, remove abortion, apart from very fringe cases, to try and
say smushmortion, please.
Yeah, my bad.
It's because stupid TikTok. I know you didn't mean anything by it. I'm not holding it against you. I'm just letting you know.
Yeah, so you try and stop, or you try and make people have children. I'll just say it like that. And so that's what you're trying to do to sort of go around the issue, when in reality, there's nothing wrong with immigration. Again, the USA, for example, even more so than the UK, is a nation founded on immigrants, many waves of immigrants. Italian, Irish, Chinese, many waves of immigrants come in to the US. And so that, and again, it's worked well. This is what people said for years and years. They said, oh, it doesn't work. These people are terrible. They're doing terrible things. But again, they assimilate and they contribute to the country. So again, this is why I say it's fear mongering, and it's not actually conducive to helping your country as well as the UK either. This rhetoric that is dangerous, again, I don't understand.
Again, the dangerous rhetoric, the controlling of language, the implying that merely talking about the issue makes you racist or is somehow dangerous is exactly the problem that led us down to this disastrous path in the first place. We are literally talking about that sort of being the idea that allowed the mass harming of children in places like the United Kingdom to continue almost unfettered for 20 to 30 years, which is despicable and disgusting. The idea that, we need women to be in the workforce to have a successful society. No one's suggesting, at least not my worldview, I think Andrew would say the same, that women shouldn't be allowed to work. What we're saying is the materialistic...
By the way, they were never told that they couldn't.
That's right. Even in the 50s...
Women in the United States and in the UK have always been able to work.
As we've seen the push...
Yeah, I'll tell you what. I'll give you right now, I'll send you $100 if you can show me an official English policy ever that said that women were not allowed to work.
Oh, their opportunities were more limited.
Yeah. So then when you say women were not allowed to work, you're lying.
No, I can see they're allowed to work, but they don't have the full opportunity to work where they want to in certain areas. That's quite...
Which areas were they demanding to work in where they couldn't?